Welcome back to the Awkward Thinking Podcast, a safe space for weird thoughts. I'm Nas, aka Stacks.
I'm Batman.
We are the Awkward Thinkers. People clap. Yes. So I was in I be forgetting sometimes, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Give us some fucking streams. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, do all that good shit. And let's get awkward.
Well, this is a little bit awkward.
So, as you can see, we're still spooky season.
Yes.
I'm Amin today.
I'm Batman.
He's Batman. So yeah, we're gonna every episode this month we're gonna be dressed up. We ain't probably gonna be all authentic every fucking episode. It might be a little cheap on the cheap side, but yeah, I mean, we today, if you're watching on the visual side, which I would guarantee you should watch on the visual side, we got the costumes for y'all.
Yo, hair laid and shit, bro.
My shit, you feel me?
That shit laid.
Niggas ain't this
I ain't
frontal.
seeing motherfuckers with that, bro.
You feel me? Like this frontal.
Laid.
Swoops. Baby heads on fleek. The fuck.
So, I got a question.
Go ahead. What is your question?
Okay, so you know leap year, right?
Okay.
You know how leap year works?
Like you on the person that only has a birthday on the 29th of fucking February?
Well, that yes, but no. So you know we get one extra day, and you know how why we get one extra day, right?
No.
So basically, the world, it spins, but it spins for 365 days and like 6 hours. So they take those 6 hours, multiply it by 4, get another 24 hours, and then just add on a day. And that becomes leap year.
How do they even determine that?
So that's my point. So I'm thinking, all right, if you're doing that, if you're deciding, hey, yeah, the world spins around total 365 days in 6 hours, and you're saying to yourself, oh, well, instead of us just counting those 6 hours, we're gonna just start over and add another day this year for whatever reason. And it made me, I was high. I was thinking it made me contemplate for a while.
It sounds like some hot shit.
But we're not celebrating our birthdays on the right days.
So I don't, you know, it's so crazy. Like even the concept of age, like I never understood, like how can you determine I might be 45.
You're not.
How can we determine? But that's what I'm saying. We
age
cannot
is based off of the year around the axis. Like
I understand that. That's how age. But I'm saying, remember what we was just talking about last night about like kangaroos and shit, like how they start off small and then 6 weeks later them bitches is big as fuck. Like that's how, or just even fucking animals that know how to walk within a few seconds of being born and shit like that. How do we really know what is the appropriate like time frame of a human? Like, you know, the life expectancy are 80 years around the, am I fucking tripping?
you tripping.
I'm tripping?
Yes. Cause nigga, what you know how you find that out?
Google?
No. You get the ages of the populations and shit within your countries and within the world, and then you see at what age are people more likely to die out. Like from natural causes, not from like diseases and shit, but just a natural cause, like old age and shit. And that's the life expectancy. This is okay. And then that's why the life expectancy changes from down there state to state, country to country. It definitely changes drastically country to country because in, you know, other countries it's wars and shit going on. And then in other countries, people do live longer because the countries are better. We're in a horrible fucking country.
Shout out to America. That was
and that's from coming from Batman. Batman is telling you, I am the night. I am vengeance.
I would say that was a let's start a podcast moment. Yes. I'll say that.
I didn't get to finish my moment.
Go ahead.
So we're not celebrating our birthdays on the right day though.
Okay.
Because of the leap year. So if I'm taking, like, all right, 2020. If I'm taking 2020 was a leap year, right?
I don't know.
It was.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah. If I'm taking 2020 and I'm saying, all right, I'm gonna add another day in here, that means a year from now has already passed.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if my birthday is on October 13th, after the leap year, I should be celebrating October 12th because you've decided to add one day on there.
So you're really 37.
That's not the fucking point. No.
I'm so confused.
It's the day. It's just you're older and younger by a few days.
Okay.
And we're not technically then, if we're doing that, we're not, our
age.
Yeah, our calendars are incorrect because white people was like, oh, instead of us figuring out a way to just, them 6 hour shit, we could have purged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even leap year.
You think we should purge for leap year? I low key would fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie.
Purging needs to be like, it needs to be minimal. I need to be allowed to steal. That's it.
That's it.
I need to be allowed to steal.
I feel like it should be a minimum of bloodshed though. I feel like a body like for population wise.
I feel like fighting needs to be nobody needs to be killed off because then once you start incorporating that shit, did you ever watch the Purge movies?
Yeah, I watched the Purge movies. So they start killing black people and shit.
Yeah,
right?
So you know that they're going to start killing black people. They're going to kill the homeless. They're going to kill people who are not in the positions to be able to defend themselves. So I should be able to cut out the bullshit, the racism. I need to be allowed to steal.
I feel like we should just kill at a minimum. Like it should be like 50 people each state you should kill.
That's how would you determine those 50 people? This is not the Hunger Games.
But that's how you counter. It's like a counter. Like everybody gets a chip and put it like on some Black Mirror type shit.
On some Hunger Games. You're talking about how would you kill?
You only 50? Get 2 from districts with the Hunger Games. I'm talking about kill.
You're talking about 50 people though. How would you select those 50 people who get killed?
Prison.
No, that's not even fair to the fucking people in prison. You're worse than white people at this point. What is wrong with you?
I'm saying, all right, I'm not one of them people, but why not?
Because I feel like that's when niggas will really lose humanity. Once you start saying, all right, we're going to start having games as excitement to watch other real people be killed and murder each other, I think that's when we're barbaric at that point. Because that should not bring us joy. Seeing other people kill each other, that's what rich people do. They watch. I believe they watch that shit.
That looks fun. You ever see Gladiator and you be like, damn, that shit look crazy as fuck to see in real time. You will enjoy that. If you was in the crowd, you would enjoy that.
But we should be past that.
No, we shouldn't.
We should.
We shouldn't.
What if they are doing like gladiators and shit?
I feel like people are getting sometimes human trafficked to fight, like where they have dog fights. I feel like sometimes people are getting human trafficked to fight.
Yeah.
And for the enjoyment of whatever rich people and shit like that. Like we already had an episode where we talked about the sick, twisted ways of rich people, but I really believe like it's a whole like even with the guy in Watchmen. I forget his name.
Rich dude.
Yeah, the real rich dude. He would clone himself and make them do like weird ass fucking shit. Like I believe it. I believe it all. I believe that rich people do some of the weirdest shit in the world, and you can't tell me like that's why people have like non-disclosures agreement. Like it's some things that they probably don't want people to know about them or going to a certain party to see or what they got invited to or what their little sick interests are. Like I don't.
That's why I don't want a certain level of fame.
Yeah,
I just want to be wealthy. I want my kids to be wealthy, my grandkids, all that. But I don't want to be able to get inside those bubbles. I remember in college, I was an RA, right? And this person, I remember they had a bunch of fucking crystals. They had a altar. It was witch shit. It was so much shit in there. And it creeped me out because I'm a person that do believe you can invite the wrong shit in a house or in a situation if you don't know what you're doing. And when you start opening up doorways and shit to the afterlife or to spirits and shit, anything can come through if you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know if you know what you're doing or not. So seeing certain shit was like, bro, this creeps me the fuck out. And then even during that time, I remember I literally remember during that time I was so uncomfortable by like the witchcraft shit. And I've loved Charmed, I loved Harry Potter, all that shit. Shit like that I enjoy. When it's for decoration and shit, it's okay. When you are playing with shit and you are saying, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm moving this shit around on here, and I'm taking here out of it, that shit is a different level for me. It's scary. And I remember talking to my hall coordinator. I'm like, yo, is it possible for me to move? Like, can I just switch floors or something? Because I don't. That shit made me uncomfortable. It was weird. Why the fuck do you got so much? You got an altar. A fucking altar in your room. Ouija boards and shit. And not judging the person or anything, but the shit was creepy for me on the outside. It was creepy. And I remember that whole semester, that whole year, just always having I had some of the worst nightmares. I kept having what's the one shit? Sleep paralysis. Like the sleep paralysis, that shit was so fucking
vivid.
Nigga, not even just vivid. The shit it was vivid, but it was like it was scary. Like the shit was like intense. That's what it was. It was so intense. Like I would wake up. I remember waking up out of nightmares and shit. I would have to call Carl. I would call my little brother. It's 4 a.m. What you doing? Nothing. I just had a nightmare. I just needed to be able to talk to another human being real quick. The shit was so fucking scary. And I would write it down. I would write down what the fuck was going on, the nightmares and shit. And it was just that happened that whole year.
TikTok. I don't know. I don't know why people do this, but I need y'all to stop opening up shit. Like I keep seeing like people open up like husks and things of that nature. Not like on my For You, but like it'll randomly pop up like this person. I watch a lot of fishing shit on my TikTok. So one popped up and they found like this coconut kind of thing, but it was wrapped in like this wool, and then they broke it, and then it was like a picture of a person, and it was like stones. And if it looks weird for you to not open, don't open it. I don't know what the curiosity is with a lot of things that we do that we need to open this. That wouldn't give me like, oh, we need to open this shit up. A chest that is not found, unless I see a piece of gold in that bitch. That's the only time I'm opening that bitch up. But other than that, I am not opening a doll, a thing that's wrapped up in something. I'm not opening none of that shit. I don't want none of them demons. I don't want none of what spirits, whatever the case. Spirits is real, bro. I don't play around with none of that shit. Hey, y'all can keep that shit wherever y'all live. You know what I mean? Wherever y'all see fit. I did do a little spell thing when I was young, though. And I blame the internet. That's why you should watch what your kids do. Because I did try to do like, it was like, I said it in like a way long episode. I had the twigs. Yep, I put twigs together. I did this thing, and I probably am haunted to this day. Like, I don't know what the fuck I chanted out, but like
that shit.
It's creepy. Yeah, you don't know what you welcome after that. You feel me? So, I would say like shit. Just be careful on the shit.
I remember even with that situation I was having as a RA. I had Danishka come in, and I had her pray over my room. Like, I'm not a fully religious person, but I do believe in the power of prayer. I do believe certain shit counteracts evil. So I did have her come in, pray over the room, and make sure, like, for real, because I was creeped out. I was really creeped. It was such a creepy feeling in there, just being in that building, and then knowing, all right, somebody practicing witchcraft right across from me.
Yeah.
Like, and then especially having the nightmares, like the way I went through sleep paralysis and nightmares and shit during that time, it was like, why am I having all this? Why is all this happening? And again, it could have been me creating my own anxiety and it just bubbling up. But I did feel better once she came over and prayed over the house, like, or over my room. That was more comforting. And then somebody was like, "Oh, burn sage."
No.
I don't know what I'm doing. And I had to tell them, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to burn sage, because I heard even when you burn sage, you need to do certain shit so you can have like
good spirits.
No, whatever bad spirits so they can leave, or else they're just bouncing around. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to Google some shit and be like, because I don't want to fuck nothing up.
Yeah.
I don't need nothing. It was just, that was a horrible fucking year. Like, it was, nigga. And it did not happen until I moved into that building. I ain't moving to that building until like February.
Last thing, before we really get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think it's upside down?
Yeah, I do. I watch so many movies where it's like there's always
An alternate thing.
and there's always, I feel like we don't know our world. Like the earth is big. It's big as fuck. We get told what they want to tell us. The media isn't showing us everything that's out there at all. You go onto the news channel, every fucking body in every state is literally telling everybody the same exact thing. It's the same story, the same exact way, programming. Again, no conspiracy shit, but just, it's so much shit out there that we don't get told about. People aren't going missing for no reason. We don't have so many, people aren't just disappearing and never showing up again. That does not make sense. Unless they're fucking being eaten or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, that'd be the downside. That'd be like the weird shit. I watch a lot of movies where it's like, toward the end of the movie, you realize that the people are just sacrificing people off to the original gods or something, the original people of this world, or it's always some weird shit going on, or there's a split somewhere, and you just taking those people and you feeding them off, you feeding them to the whatever's coming out of the split, so they don't come over here and just start eating every fucking body. You keeping it at bay, or however you want to call it. I do believe, shit, we don't get told everything. So much shit has happened. Like I've seen so much weird shit. So much shit, like and it ain't all scary, it ain't all bad. Like one time I vividly remember jumping from the top stairs in my house, like jumping all the way from the top of the stairs all the way to the bottom, and remember there being a window right there. But I remember literally jumping and floating down. I did not jump and go. I jumped and I went just like that. I floated down to the bottom of them steps. Not no like, oh, I'm up in the air, but just, nigga, you know how Nanny McPhee come down with that umbrella? You would have thought I had an umbrella in my hand, because I floated down, and I did not hit the stairs hard. I did not have to crouch when I hit them stairs. I literally, just like that.
Damn.
So, yeah, I believe shit be going on. Shit that we are unaware of. And then again, back to the imagination. I feel like as we get older, it's less that we're able to see. I know as a kid, I saw different shit. I saw hella shit as a kid. But I know that now that I'm older and you get told shit isn't real, shit ain't right there, it's not, you can't see this, you can't see that, or, you know, imagination and shit gets beat out of you. So certain shit is no more, you can't see it. It's like.
So it's like, it's my fault for cutting you off, but is it like the Timmy Turner thing?
Yeah.
Like we see so much as kids, and we want to like, and we tell our parents, and they're like, oh, this is just kids playing with being kids, but this could be real life shit. Like, yes, I didn't have fucking fairies, but I've seen things where I'm like, is this real?
Right. And I think as kids, our minds are more open to it, but then as adults, you get programmed and you get told that's not real. So like, you know, it's the little signs and shit or experiments. Sometimes it's on Facebook, Twitter, and everything, and it's like, watch this, or can you see if you see this? And you don't notice something because you're told that, number one, or even like the little funny brain images things, where it's like your brain puts together this already. So you know how, like they got little funny images and shit where it's like, if you take this image and you look at this for a long time, and then you take another image and you only do the outlines for that image, your brain will fill in the gaps for everything. And our brain does that. Our brain will fill in gaps and make us think something is there, and it's not always there. So I believe shit like that happens to us. Like we eventually stop being able to imagine certain shit, and so it literally is no longer there anymore. Like, or for us, we don't see it. We're not capable of seeing it, but for other people, they see that shit.
It's like the fruit fly thing. I feel like they do that with humans. It's like you can make fruit flies not flightless. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I could believe, not in the sense, if I can believe that I've been flying all my life, but something I can manipulate, like something as a kid you can, and I know this is we probably sound like we're off wet or some shit like that. But like if I know that kids potentially know that they have some type of ability, some type of power. How can I make this flightless? What can I tunnel them to feel like they are not this thing type shit like that? So yeah, I feel like it's like the fruit fly thing. What was this scary situation?
So I feel like I've told the story on this show maybe once before, but it's Halloween, so I'm gonna run this bitch back. So again, with my white godmother, we used to just get into a bunch of scary shit, a bunch of paranormal shit. We watch a lot of scary shit, and she would tell me a lot of scary shit. And I remember, and a lot of creepy shit would just happen at her house too. And I remember one night or one morning, I was getting up. I remember getting up, going into the closet, like the hallway closet. I remember going into the hallway closet and looking up on the little thing. I see 3 little people hanging, like they're like about this big. They look like they could be dolls, but they're people. It's a man, it's a woman, and it's a kid, like it's a little girl, and they all hanging from a rope in the closet. And I go and I, like, my godmother, I don't remember ever like leaving the spot when I saw it, but I do remember my godmother comes up and she sees it too. Like she looks into the closet, and I remember we both see it. We both see the fucking little people hanging from ropes in our closet. And they were like, they weren't dolls, but they were like, I don't know what they were, but they were real. Like they were there. They were there at one point. And I hit her up though a couple months ago, because I was like, do you remember this? This might have been a year ago that I hit her up, and I was like, do you remember this? And she was like, yeah, I remember it. She was like, that wasn't something that, like, that it happened. I remember seeing that. And she was like, the people who stayed there before her or whatever, or, of course before her, the man had killed his wife and his daughter, and then he hung himself in the closet or something.
Why would I want to even move there?
You don't know that until later on. Like she said she went and like looked some shit up too, and like I guess when you do look it up, it does come up that's what happened in the house. But I vividly remember seeing them people in there, and I remember I wasn't creeped out about it. I don't know why I wasn't creeped out about it.
I was scaring the shit out of me. Maybe you was a kid. Kids really don't really have that. Oh, what the fuck?
And so it was like, what the fuck am I seeing for real? I remember one more.
Go ahead, please. We have time.
I remember as a kid, I was sitting in my sister's room, and from within my sister's room, I could see into our room, like me and my little brother's room, and then I could see my older brother's room. Their rooms were across the hallway. Like, my room was across the hallway. Their room was on the side of ours, and the bathroom was on this side. It was my sister's room right here, and then the next room was my parents' room. I'm sitting in my sister's room, and I'm sitting on the little fucking window pane or whatever. I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking into my brother's room, and I see. You remember that in Philly? Did y'all have like at the gas stations where they would sell like the stuffed shit? Like
stuffed animals and shit.
Yeah. Okay, so growing up, they did that. They sold stuffed shit, and I remember my brothers had this green alien. I remember watching this fucking thing lift up and like stand above my brother, like literally just stand above him and look at him. And don't get me wrong, I know the alien is not like a real alien. It's just this green stuffed alien man. That's it. But I seen this nigga get up, and I seen him just stand over my brother. Now that shit did creep me out, because I was like, why is this happening? And I don't remember how that situation ended.
I ain't gonna lie. We was at the crib, and since we sharing spooky stories, we was at the crib. I was asleep, but and I told y'all this. I think I probably had sleep paralysis or whatever the case may be. So it looks like a normal day. Like, it looks like a normal night. I'm just up. I don't know, but I don't hear anything. I don't see any light. I don't see anything. So I'm walking, but it's not like a fearful walk. It's just like I'm walking, and CJ's door is cracked. CJ is our roommate. CJ's door is cracked, And I went to go open, and it was like light in there. And I went to go open the door. Like I'm literally like full action. Went to go open the door. I fall through the fucking door. Back in my bed. And then I'm like, now I can't see nothing. But I'm like trying to like figure out like what's going on. And I'm like, help, help, help. Like that, right? So then like I hear something whisper in my ear.
I'm Batman.
No, I hear something whisper in my ear, and it was like it felt like my mom's voice. But now I'm thinking I'm home. Like my brain has wired me to think that I'm back in Philly and shit like that. And then I went to go walk again. Lights is on, and then every time I'm trying to go towards that light, I keep falling through the fucking thing. And then finally I wake up. I'm really back into the room and shit. But it's just like dreams like that or anything like that be making you feel like, what is really after life? You know what I mean? Like, and it's so weird to like, I hate like looking at that shit because it's like, it's so many unnormal things that we dream about. Like, cause you're unconscious. We don't even know what the fuck our body is doing, our senses, if we're breathing. We just know we're dreaming and shit like that. So it just throws me off every time because I really genuinely, I believe that there's a God and there's a heaven and things of that nature. But the way things pan out to feel so normal, like I've had a dream where I felt like I was living another life successfully. Or I've had dreams where I felt like I'm like interaction with this person, like these people, and having like day-to-days, and it feels normal. Like Nas is not even like a person no more. It's like this whole different life, this whole different scenario. That shit is scary to me.
It is.
Because you just don't know. What the fuck? It's like, did I die real fast in my sleep? That's
Maybe
probably what it
you
is.
got transported to another dimension or something. Like
That's
another Earth.
That's it.
Thank you for being awkward with us, spooky and awkward on this episode of Awkward Thinking. Make sure you leave a comment, you like, and you subscribe. If you thought some shit was funny or you enjoyed what you watched today, let us know what your favorite part of the video was. Send this to one of your friends, let them get a little laugh or whatever.
Yeah, man. Thank you. See ya next week, niggas.